Okay. All right, I guess we're live.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. We're probably gonna start this 1 minute late.
What?
Just so that we know that we're not cutting the beginning off or anything. Just in case it does something weird like YouTube likes to do sometimes.
What?
Alright, maybe we'll start at 30. It's been 20 seconds. I don't know.
No, we can wait a minute.
What you say?
Already.
Screen.
We didn't even
Main
we
screen,
didn't even
turn
click
on!
main screen yet, and
It's
and
you!
It's happening.
How are you, gentlemen?
Yep, this is happening.
All your base are belong to us.
The truck has started to move.
You have no chance to survive. Make your time.
Oh, let me fix this real quick.
Well, look, it's
before
Dogboy
this-
DM, all lowercase.
Oh, cool. I'm going to get Perforce started, and I'm going to make it so that these things are read-write, so that I don't have to fight it constantly. Edit, advanced, all right. And then finally, we make everything actually read-write real quick, and then we'll start the show.
What?
And then he'll start the show.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't understand. That's why I said, what?
Have you been watching, like, Drawn Together or something?
No, actually. I'm watching Malcolm in the Middle, of all things.
Oh.
It's actually a lot better than I remember it being.
I'm watching Farscape.
I've heard that's good.
It is good. Are you enjoying it?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad.
And while I was watching it, I had to remind myself that it actually probably pioneered a lot of the science fiction shows because I think it was before the Stargate show, wasn't it? After the movie, but before the show.
No, I'm pretty sure the Stargate show was out before Farscape. Oh, yeah, I'm almost certain it was out before Farscape.
When did it start? Maybe.
All right. We're going to Wikipedia. Is that what you guys signed on for? You guys that are watching right now, us discussing Stargate and whether it came before SG-1.
I was wondering if the Mass Effect, what's that race? Liara's race.
Oh yeah,
possibly.
That's definitely
If they were
inspired, at least.
by by that
97.
one blue lady.
97 for Stargate,
Okay,
and
Farscape was 98, I think.
Wow, was it really that
Maybe 99.
shortly after?
99.
99, wow.
Wow.
It's a good show. All right, I'm going to actually hit the buttons.
All right, let's start
do the real
things.
start. Where is this thing? Where's FMLE?
Oh, where do you think
I
it
almost
is?
said it. All right, what it actually stands for. That's not what I want, though. I want Cam Twist. All right, here we go.
Flash Media
Quiet on
Live
the set.
Encoder?
Yeah, that's what it stands for. You know full well what it stands for.
Oh, I do, because I coined the term.
Yes, you did.
Fargate is a Jim Henson thing. I didn't know that
Yes, it is.
when
It's
it was
awesome.
new.
Fraggle Rock.
All right, quiet on the set. Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Cooking with Unity. I'm your host, Maximilian Moreau, and with me is my co-host, Philip Wilson, and we also have Jeffrey Hawthorne here. How are you guys doing today?
Captcha!
Are you going to really open with that, like, every time?
Well, not every time.
Okay.
I could think about Fraggle Rock. We could sing the theme to that.
Fraggle Rock. Down in Fraggle Rock.
Dance your cares away. Worries for another day.
All right. Now we've got our copyright violation there, so... Woohoo! If
Down
we didn't
in
already have
Fraggle
it for Zero Wing. This show is brought to you by Zero Wing.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think we're going
Yeah.
to have any problems with that one.
So, anyway, let's get started, I guess. Considering we're already a few minutes in. So, main screen turn on, and...
What do you say?
It wasn't me that time.
It wasn't. I fully went into it this time, because we already did it, so might as well. All right. So, on our last episode, I seem to remember it being horrible. Wow, not a lot here. I'm pretty sure this is our level. And we hit play. And
really
if I'm
say,
not
wow,
mistaken,
not a lot?
yeah,
No.
there's like a height map, and there's a sphere behind it, I think. And supposedly this has something to do with planets. I think the idea was at some point that there was going to be this really cool transition, and we were going to zoom in on the planet, and we'd bring this in at the right time, and it would match up the texture map and stuff, and it all went very bad. So, as I've not had the time to actually do the research that I need to do to make this portion better, we're going to avoid this. And we're going to start working on something else that's related to the procedural stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we need to do if we're going to make up our own solar systems and galaxies and stuff, other than just the planets themselves. And so that's what we're going to focus on today. We're going to make like a little solar system or something, or maybe we'll start with like a planet and a moon, and then planet, moon, sun, and then maybe some actual random generation.
Sounds good.
So I'm going to create a new. What is this called? Levels aren't even in here, are they? Why? Okay, that's another thing that should be on this list.
Yep, levels
should be in there. All right, new scene.
New scene.
So I'm going to save this scene before we forget. We're going to call this. I'm going to call it. We'll call it solar system. Solar system test. And
that's a good call.
I'm going to go ahead and start organizing this a little bit here. We don't really need these. These came in with the.
With that pack.
Yeah, pack. Tron trails. Oh, we might need some Tron trails. I don't know. So
I think you should keep the Tron trails.
I'm going to keep it all. I'm just going to put it in folders. Level scenes. Create new folder. Procedural pack. Considering procedural pack is what we downloaded.
Yeah.
And that thing actually does have a lot of stuff that will probably be useful in procedural generation. Some examples and stuff. We don't want this one in there, though. So let's put solar system test and scenes. Wow, not a lot here in scenes. And then all the rest of these go wherever they go.
Okay.
Now we can close this down and never look at it again. And,
could make a text yours.
Yeah, let's do it. C#. No, that's not.
That was not what you expected.
Well, I mean, it's what I expected after I clicked it. I just don't know why I clicked it. Folder.
Were you using the yellow pages and letting your fingers do the walking?
Yeah, evidently. Well, my fingers walked off a cliff.
No one uses the yellow pages anymore.
Did someone say that?
No, that's what I said.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't know why I would have thought someone would have reacted in real time to what we're doing, considering this like not a possibility. So scripts, plugins. What are we doing? Materials. We already did materials.
Textures. That could be with materials.
Yeah, let's do textures. Well, let's make it separate for right now.
Okay. They are a little bit different.
All right, now we have this nice, clean thing to work with here.
I'm cool with this.
I'm going to rename this to Procedural Pack and put this into the scripts. And just I just want to make sure it compiles and runs and everything's happy. Yeah, everything's happy.
We're not using new terrain for anything, are we?
Save project. We are. We're using it, aren't we? Wait, no, we're not.
It was originally going to load the height map, but instead we're using that script.
We're getting rid of that.
Yep.
Thank you. Now it looks all clean. All right, so what are we going to start with? So let's start with the basics. Let's just mock it up and see what it looks like. Let's make a sun. So what's appropriate sun?
The Sol system.
So let's make a sphere, I guess. I guess a sphere is appropriate for the sun.
Now we shouldn't do a real space size, should we?
No, we're going to go smaller right now for now.
So we can have bigger.
So
area.
yeah, I am going to make them have actual like ratios though. So let's make this 50 by 50 because it's the sun and it's big and stuff. But we're probably not going to have anything that's resembling real space just yet. We're gonna work on just the concept first, and then we'll play around with scales and stuff later.
Okay.
So, because like, what is the size of the Earth versus size of the sun? It's like pathetic, isn't it?
We should have the size of the Earth be 1.
All right.
There's a very cool chart that has. I think they start small and go big, and it starts with like something really tiny like our
109
moon,
times the
and then it goes
diameter
up
of the
to our
Earth.
sun, and then on the next line it starts with our sun and goes up to something that's like 100 times bigger than that.
That would be cool.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
it takes
that's an
that, puts it
amazing-
on the next
yeah.
line, and goes to something that's like 100 times bigger than that.
I've seen it, and it's amazing.
That's cool.
It is amazing. It's like an
That's
animated
a really
GIF.
cool. Yeah.
All right, so 109 times the diameter of Earth. Well, you know what
Well,
that means to
make it
me?
109.
109.
Yeah, that's what the sun looks like.
Yeah, we'll keep it like a little.
No. No, I'm vetoing
All right,
that
so this
right
one's
away.
called
Sun.
the Sun.
No, it should just
As
be
if there's
called-
only one.
Yeah.
All right, Sun. And we're going to create another sphere, and this one's going to be our planet Earth.
Well, the scene is called Solar System Test, so
Yep,
I guess it could be a binary star system.
this is true. So there's Earth next to the Sun. This is actually to scale, believe it or not. So there's our little horrifying little planet. Now, what's not to scale is the distance to the Sun, which actually we really can't do. Like,
No.
I mean, we can, but it's not going to be interesting looking for showing how things actually work.
Floating points would get way,
Well,
way out there.
It's bad, but it's not. I mean, it's still within floating point precision range. Pluto's not. Pluto's like just terrifyingly far away.
What we should do is
All right, so
develop
let's.
a way to keep this scale, but also to give things a real
Yes.
area. So we'd have to do that with script, probably.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a point light in the Sun,
All right.
and the Sun needs to be less dark than that. But this point light should actually properly light the Earth. Maybe we'll see. Oh wait, yeah, it's not going to because the point light's not set to be really, really long range. Does that even work?
Well, just do range and put range all the way up or something.
There we go.
Okay.
There you go.
Look at that.
10 zeros. I like that. All right, so we've got the Sun. Now it doesn't look much like a sun right now, so
needs
let's
to be
go ahead and create a
orange.
material for it.
Or yellow. Or
And we're
yellowy
gonna call
orange.
this.
Or red. Could be the red sun.
Why doesn't that? Okay, whatever. Yellow sun.
Oh, it's a yellow sun. You call it yeller?
Yeah, maybe. And this one we're gonna go with
Self-illuminating.
self-illuminating. You think that's appropriate? Yeah, probably.
Sun is pretty illuminating.
And we'll make it
Yellow.
nice, just horrific yellow.
Oh, that is
and
horrific.
We'll put it into the sun. There you go. There's our sun with the horrific yellow. This is the most
Actually,
realistic solar system ever rendered. Right here. Ever. All right. So, so now let's.
Sorry,
what else
I
are we gonna do?
disagree.
Yeah, no, I do too.
Well, there is scale there, so it's probably not the least realistically rendered.
No, this is true. This is true.
That is true.
All right. So, what are we doing? Sun, the Earth. We
could do
could make
the
a little
moon.
blue Earth real quick. Let's just make a little Earth, a little blue orb. Let's just do it for fun.
Should make Mercury.
Material, blue Earth.
You spelled that wrong. It's spelled U-R-T-H.
Oh, are we playing Kerbal Space Program now?
No.
Primal
We're
Rage.
playing- Really? That was Primal Rage was like
Yeah,
that?
Primal Rage did that too, didn't it?
No, I was talking Independence Day. Welcome to Earth. Oh, that's U-R-F.
Oh, okay.
Will
Earth?
Smith. Yeah, he says
Welcome to
Earth,
Earth.
and then comes
Did you just
the-
call him Will Smith?
Yeah.
After
Smurf.
saying Earth,
Will Smurf.
Will Smurf. All right. So we've got our little.
If there was a
planet here.
Smurf that was a Fresh Prince, he would be Will Smurf.
And let's go ahead and make a moon. How small is the moon? Is 1/6? No, that's just 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. That doesn't mean it's 1/6 of the Earth's diameter. Diameter of the moon versus Earth. Since we're already doing this anyway, might as well.
How long is the broadcast delay? That is a good question. I don't know.
Probably quite long, considering.
Well, that was
oh,
5
yeah,
minutes
okay.
ago, so it's possible that.
Yeah, the broadcast delay is
It's probably a
variable,
minute or
and we
two.
don't have control over it, unfortunately. All right, fine, Wolfram. See, I was using Google because last time we asked Wolfram a question that Google totally would have answered faster.
Using Wolfram.
Size of the Earth versus size of the Moon.
Oh, look at that little animated thingy on the bottom.
It's all animating out.
Yeah, what's going on, Wolfram Alpha?
Okay. So, what's the ratio?
Oh, there it is.
So there we go.
0.27287.
All right, but that's okay. That's the proper ratio. Yeah. So, 0.27287. So that's actually really easy because we already have a 1 here for Earth. So.
Yeah, which is why it's nice to use.
So I'm just going to duplicate Earth here for a moment, and then we're going to turn it into 0.287. What's that?
27287?
27287. 27287. It's the average diameter, which means that it's technically kind of not right because the moon is not actually.
Look at that.
That looks perfect, yeah. Now let's make one more material for our moon. Create material.
Can we make Mercury?
Moon.
Or Mars?
We'll start with these, and then we'll see about making a procedural system. I think we can get some basics going
Try
today.
To get some rotation going on.
That we're going to. That's what we're going to do first.
Sweet.
So here's our Earth, Moon, and Sun. Again, the distances are not accurate, but we're just going to roll with it for right now. And let's see what the Earth and Earth. So this is actually Moon. Moon. All right. So, and actually, Moon, I gave it a texture. I didn't have to change anything. So,
I think that's appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got a stylized, untextured planet and stuff, and so let's see how we would get these moving around, just for the time being. So the Earth is a child of the Sun, and the Moon is a child of the Earth. And so now if we just simply do a little rotation thingy on these, if we just do like Y rotation here, you'll see that the Earth will travel around the Sun, and if we do a rotation on the Earth, the Moon will travel around the Earth. Things like that. It's nice. It's nice what we have here already.
It's nice.
So.
Snarf.
Are we going to do an elliptical orbits, or?
I don't think at the moment.
At the moment, I'm going to probably avoid that. These positions are highly suspect. That seems like... Oh, it's because the scale is so... Oh, yeah, it's because of the scale difference. That's the reason it looks like it's just 1 unit away. All right,
we
so
might be better off scripting the rotation.
Yeah, I actually want to script it so that everything, so that we have like a timer, and that everything goes to that, and some way that we can actually adjust that time. Maybe, let's just see what we got. So let's just create a rotation. Let's call it celestial body rotation. See, I was going to say planet rotation, and then I'm like, but we're probably going to use it on the Sun too. So, probably spelled that wrong. I'm probably going to regret that later when I have to spell it again anyway.
What was the...
I probably spelled it right, actually.
Celestial rotation?
Celestial body.
Looks like you spelled it right.
Yeah, looks like it's not correcting me, so... Other than, it's like, you should put more spaces in the things that you type, you stupid programmer.
Yeah, no.
Alright, so, save. Alright, so what we're going to do is, we're going to need a public float. I'm going to go with period.
That would be funny if, instead of suggesting spaces, if you put everything together, it suggested camel case.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yes.
I'd be okay with that.
So I'm going to go with, we'll do this in years. We'll assume that this is years for right now. But we're going to actually time it up much faster than years. And what do we want?
We have silly measurements for things.
Yeah, we do. And yeah, that's really all we need. Because if we wanted to reverse the direction, we can just put a negative somewhere and call it good. So
Negative years?
yeah, negative years. It takes negative years to get there. It doesn't make much sense to human beings, but it makes sense to the computer, so.
Makes sense to me.
Well, you're not really human, are you?
Apparently not. It's all that captcha.
It's true. So someone needs to pull up that Welcome to the Secret Robot Internet comic at some point, so if I could even find it.
Let me see if I can find it.
Who was it? What comic was it? I don't even remember. It wasn't. Was it Saturday Morning Breakfast Cereal? No, it wasn't. Yes, it might have been. I don't know.
It was Saturday Morning
It was.
Breakfast
Okay,
Cereal
cool.
Comics, yeah.
So all we're gonna do is transform dot rotate.
The comic's
Transform dot
funny.
rotate. New vector 3, and we're just going to make an assumption here on the script for right now, and the assumption is that we will be rotating on the Y, and that everything will be on the same plane for now. We'll have to adjust that later
Yes, we
as that
will.
assumption changes. So what we'll do is 0.0f, period, and 0.0f. That's our huge, amazing script to make things rotate. And we're going to put it on each of our objects. And I'm going to actually adjust it one more time because we didn't put time.delta time in here. So times time.delta time. So right now it's actually going to be 1 second per year if we do this the normal way. So, oh, and actually we have a problem already because technically the sun is going to rotate around. The sun is going to rotate on its own axis at a different rate than the Earth rotates. So we actually have to do this slightly differently. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a new game object, empty game object. We're going to call this, what should we call this? Sun position. No, we'll call it sun, and we'll do sun and sun model. It feels weird. Call it sun position. We're gonna put it at 0, 0, 0 because that's where the sun is. I think.
I don't think it is. Or did you zero
Totally
it
is.
earlier?
Totally
Okay.
zeroed it.
Earlier it wasn't.
Yeah, it was not earlier. So we're going to put the sun in the sun position.
Which then puts all the everything
Yes,
else.
and we're going to put the Earth underneath sun. Yes, because we don't want it to be rotating with the sun rotation. And then, but we're also going to need an Earth position. So create empty. And I know that we're not doing anything procedurally yet. Remember, this is the first step is to make it so that
We have a basis for
exactly for how we're going to
procedurally
proceed to generate it in the first place. Yes, exactly.
Having a base is a good idea.
Thank you. So Earth position. How do we get this into the proper position? I'm going to grab the Earth position, copy component. We're going to paste it into the Earth position. And you laughed. Good. Someone was
Wow.
paying attention. So we'll put that in there, and then finally so the moon doesn't have any children, so technically we don't have to do this with the moon, and so I am going to skip it for right now. But no, I'm going to get in the habit just in case we have like some level
Satellite.
of yeah. So let's go ahead and create one more empty object.
Maybe we'll
Let's
have
put
an
it on the-
international space station.
I was
Copy
just
component.
thinking that we should make an international space station and put it on Earth
Okay, so component values.
at the same level as the moon. What's going to orbit the International Space Station?
Astronauts.
Where did this end up? Why did it end up there?
Astronauts. Little floating astronauts. Little dead astronaut corpses.
Wait, so Earth position worked just fine when I did it, just like that. I swear that I had that thing out here, right? And I copied and pasted the position.
Yeah.
But yet when I do it on the
The moon?
moon, paste component values. Maybe it'll just work if I put it in moon? No, of course not.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, anyway, I'm just gonna put this at 0 here. and we'll put it at the Earth level, and then we'll put the moon underneath it, and we'll call it moon position. And the moon position is actually not part of the Earth, it's part of the Earth position. This is important in the hierarchy, because what happens is we want to be able to rotate this independently of this. Wait. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
that's correct.
Though this isn't technically independent, is it?
No.
Maybe I have... Okay, so let's rethink this a little bit. So, if we have the sun, we don't want it to affect the sun position either. So maybe sun position is not the right term for this. Earth rotation strut. Does that make more sense?
I don't know.
Because this is like the big handle that rotates the Earth around.
Yes.
There's probably some really fancy, like, archaic name for, like, the
exact
Oh,
thing
yeah,
you're
here's
trying to
here's what we'll call it. I know what we'll call it. Earth Aether. There you go. Does
Aether?
that make anyone happy? That makes me happy. This is the medium in which the stars exist.
Really?
Isn't it? Alright. Whatever.
No, it's probably right. I just hadn't... I don't know. Oh, it's the material that fills the region of the universe above the terrestrial sphere.
Yes.
It's a
I'm going to call it
classical
sun
element.
position. Yeah, exactly. Is as I said, it's archaic. No one uses it anymore, but it's there.
It's the fifth elephant.
Fifth elephant?
Fifth element, not elephant.
Fifth elephant's on parade.
Yeah, here they come. Hippity hoppy.
All right, so I'm just going to call them that, even though it's really confusing for now.
Hooray!
So, again, Earth should not be rotating based on Earth position. It should be independent of that, but it absolutely should be rotating based on sun position. And then moon and moon position should be separate too. So this is actually the hierarchy. I'm going to create one more master object just so that we know that this is a solar system.
Should just call it Sol.
Well, that's the name of the sun, though. Let's make sure this is at 0, 0 before I start, like, really wondering what the hell's going on.
No good call.
All right. Even though we're not going to probably touch the solar system. Blah. What?
What?
Oh. Wait, what?
What?
Did you watch this? Did you see that?
Yeah?
See the problem with that?
Yeah?
Yeah. It's hot. All right. Let's do this one first and then this one. Yeah, that worked. Okay, cool. Multi-select yields something to be desired on that one. So, let's save the scene, save the project. So it only takes 30 minutes to do this manually. And let's make these things rotate some. So, celestial body rotation. I'm just going to put in some BS values for now so that we can save our time. So, wait, sun position. I want to make sure that each of these has it. Alright, moon position doesn't have it yet, so... Wait, we don't even care about moon position. I'll leave it there anyway. So this one's 0. Moon... Okay, I know what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it Sun Children. And Earth Children. And that means I can call this Moon Children. That for some reason, all of those other ones sounded like geometric things, but Moon Children sounds like a epic book or something. I don't know. Is there a book called Moon Children? There probably is.
Probably.
So...
There's probably a Sun Children.
Yeah, probably. There's probably an Earth Children, too.
That one's like an eco-friendly book.
Yes. So solar system doesn't need this, actually, so we don't want the whole Actually, it might need this because it's probably in some sort of galactic cluster thing, but we're not doing that. Considering no one really knows how these things move out. Like we know how we have a really good idea of how our system works, and we have a really good idea that, like, the galaxies kind of like flow in these nice big like spirally tendrils, but we also know that we're also just going in some random direction in space, like at any given point. We're just going very fast in some direction. So, I'll just leave them all at one so we can just watch the universe break.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
So does Earth Children have it? Yes. Does Moon have
children,
it?
Moon Children, Sun Children.
Well, it fits the what it's doing better. So I'm just going to hit play.
Moonchild!
And we're going to not maximize on play. And we're going to go to the scene.
Our camera's view distance is way too short.
Our camera's view distance is way too short?
Yeah. Go to the camera. The main camera.
Yes. Well, our main camera isn't even looking in the right direction, I don't think.
Well, it might be looking in the wrong direction. It could be looking in the right direction.
Here, let's look at where the main camera is. I think it's inside the sun. Yes.
Do we have a Unity layout for this project?
Not yet. Should we have one? I'm going to keep it as is for right now. So let's take a bird's eye view. So let's see, where can I see both the... Where is the Earth? Oh, there it is. It's way closer than I thought. All right, so... Because it's not supposed to be that close.
No,
and I'm just going to take our... So here's a neat little trick. We'll take our main camera. We'll do align with view. There we go. And it might even be viewing far enough to see everything. It is. Cool. And what else we're going to do? Now that it's view aligned, I'm going to just zero this out, zero that out, and make this rotation kind of meaningful. And zero that out. And so now if we hit play...
the live position is driving me crazy.
So I didn't actually do the period quite like I thought I had, because it's going considerably slower than 1 year per moment. The reason is because I just threw period in here without really thinking about it. What we actually want is we want...
306... No.
This will also save us a couple of multiplies.
Yeah, 360.
Yeah, we want period times 360 times time. Wait.
Or is it a...
It's 360.
Is it a degrees?
It's degrees. I'm almost certain it's degrees.
All right.
So we're going to hit play. There are a couple things that are... Yeah, that looks more right. Even though it looks terrible. Let's see what we're doing. Let's hit focus on the Earth.
Oh, it's moving.
Earth. There we go. There's our Earth. And it's cruising.
Whoa! Look at it go.
There
Check
it goes.
out the moon. Hit the moon.
1001.
That
All
one's
right.
going to be going.
All right, so let's do the moon. And let's just look.
Oh, you can't even see it rotating around the Earth because it's...
We should slow that thing down.
There we go. We're just
rotating
rocketing through the universe.
around the Earth, around the sun.
It's actually pretty appropriate. Kind of
It's pretty appropriate, except for everything's taking 1 year and actually 1 second. So that's not so good. But yeah. So what are we gonna do? So that's the solar system. That's enough for me right now. That's enough to start actually procedurally generating something. So let's just go with the naive, power through this random approach to making a solar system and see what we get.
all right.
Since we have like something kind of mocked up. So I'm going to save the scene, save project. Let's see what we got. So we're going to create a new script called
Let's do that.
Create Solar System. All right.
Someone said rotations are radians, I think.
Actually, those rotations were definitely degrees.
Okay.
Because if you saw, that was 1001
Yes.
to go across there. If we did radians, it would be considerably faster. Slower. Wait. No, faster because I did 360 into it. So if it was accepting radians, it would be way faster.
Yeah, it would.
So, public float. Okay, so public int planet number. Let's actually go full procedural. So, planet number minimum.
I think min planet number.
Vector 2.
Actually, there's a fancy thing I learned recently. There's a real fancy one. Hold on. It's in the Unity editor stuff. Unity editor. This is exciting. I actually am going to show something that I learned recently that I think will help people. Maybe I haven't actually used it, so we'll see if it actually works. But custom inspector. Let's look at Unity extending the editor. That's what we want. This one right here. Editor windows. No. Property drawers, yes. And so there was some magic one that I found. Alright, so...
Range attribute?
Yeah, range attribute. So there's a few of these, I think. Where did I find it? Alright, so I think it's in, if we go, we don't need this for the script technically, but I just want to see if I can find the other types of things here because I didn't really list this very well. Let's search range property. Unity. Yeah, that's kind of what I was concerned about. They don't really have a list of these, do they?
Negative.
Property attributes. Wait, where's the property drawer class? No. Okay, whatever. What I had found, and we'll see if it actually does the thing that I thought it was going to do. Let me just put that there for now so that it doesn't complain at us. So editor dot GUI, no. Editor GUI layout dot was something really hot. Min max slider. Because what's interesting about this is it had a min value and a max value, but it also has a min limit and max limit. Which made me think that it was actually probably something that it's not. So let's actually see if we can just magically do min max slider. Is this a real thing? Probably not, but I'm going to find out. Let's see what compiles. Yeah, min max slider attribute could not be found. All right, min max slider attribute. All right, so we're probably not going to do that. No example available in C#. Well, this is the equivalent of doing the @ sign here, but we'll just yeah, I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay.
Oh well, sorry about the time I spent on that. All right, so we'll just do.
I'm not.
Min
Apologize for
planet.
nothing. Sorry, that was rather
Min
terrible.
planets. Public int max planets.
You can't name planets
Public.
after yourself.
Yeah. You,
Int min moons per planet. Public int max moons
could
per
be.
planet.
Fill
Max
moons
moons.
for planet. You're using your name again.
Fill moons for planet. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Do, re, egon.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
All right, so.
Oh,
Max
Harold
moons per
Ramis is
planet.
dead.
Yeah, I know, it's sad. What was that?
max moons per planet.
Yes.
You moon for every planet there is.
Yeah, I moon between 3 and 5 times per planet. Let's not do 3. Let's do 0 and 3. Let's do that for the moons.
9.
Let's
What
do
about,
default for
like,
planets
Saturn?
equals 3 minimum and
Max is
10,
15.
15.
Max moon should be like 50,000.
Well, yeah, I mean, like if we're gonna start, I think a lot of those moons are very close to being downgraded at this point. Considering Pluto, they're just like, yeah, it's not a planet anymore. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like, yeah, those are just part of like the dust in there. Like we don't really care. But all right, so min planets, max planets. So let's see, planet. Let's do min public. Int min planet size. Actually, put this after the planet declarations.
Should be, I don't know, maybe 0.25?
Int max planet size.
700?
So min planet size is 0.25, you think? 0.25.
Tiny.
F.
Are we gonna have a sun size?
This is your floats.
Max planet size might be a fraction of the
100.
sun size.
Yeah. Or even overlapping with the sun size.
250. 100. 100's fine. Then we should change
I'm gonna
the
do 50. I'm gonna do 50.
Okay, we should change the minimum to 0.5 then, just to make it even.
The minimum to what?
0.5.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't have any need to do that.
I do.
I know. That's why I'm doing it to you.
Why would you do that?
Fine, I'll do it for you.
Ha ha!
There you
Win.
go.
Captcha.
Oh, I didn't say it that time.
Don't you feel violated? All right,
A little bit.
So moon for planet. Usually you get beaten by these guys. Honestly, the chatty
Yeah.
folk. How are the chatty folk? How is everyone tonight?
good.
All right, cool.
Seem good.
I'm just gonna do the same thing here, but moon size. Moon size.
It should be
Max
smaller.
moon size. Yeah, it should be very much smaller. Let's make it
1.
and then 0.1.
Oh, they're tiny.
Yeah.
They can't be a 1?
It could be bigger than a planet then.
Good for
If
it.
that happened, then we would not call it a moon anymore. We'd call it a planet because the other thing would be the moon. That's really how this works.
But what if it was like a supermassive black hole or something? Or a black hole in general?
If it was a supermassive black hole, we're not even talking about moons
Yeah,
this
I
size
know.
because they don't even care anymore. Like,
What if it was just a gravity well of a little tiny planet? Like it was
Right,
incredibly dense.
public float, min, sun size
Yeah.
equals.
Are we gonna make
100.
the assumption of one sun?
F. We are going to make the assumption of one sun at this point. Though I think we should support binary systems by the time that we finish this project. That doesn't mean that we
Trinary?
will, but I think we should.
Trinary
Do
system.
500.0 F. All right, so.
So let's get these things spawning.
All right. We've got a few more variables that we need, though, because we need the distances, right? So. Public min float min planet distance equals, and we'll do this as a between planets distance. So it'll be
We also need the rotation speeds,
yes, we do.
orbit
won't
speeds,
those
and
be-
rotation speeds.
On each planet?
Yeah, but we're going to determine it here when we're just making the planet with the system. I think. Min planet distance, max planet distance.
There you go, naming things after yourself
I know.
again.
Yeah.
Terrible person. I should be capitalizing this.
This might go to your head, but when I'm working in Unity, making my own games, I name stuff after you sometimes too.
I don't.
You've never used Max before?
Nope.
Ever? What do you use instead?
Phil.
Phil? You use min planets and Phil planets? Okay, cool.
I'm joking, of course.
All right, so min planet distance. So let's say this is away from the edge of whatever thing that is the parent. That way we don't have to worry about like whether it's enough. So I'm just going to say min planet distance is what?
What? I can't read it
Captcha.
from here.
It's
I'm going to say 100.0 F for now. Max planet distance, we'll do 500.0 F. This is probably too much, but that's okay. And we're going to do the same thing for the moons, except for much smaller values. So,
It's not gonna, actually, that might not be big enough if it's.
these are not total radial. This is not the radius of the diameter. This is the distance from the edge of one thing to the next thing. So that's how I'm going to write it, at least, because I don't want to have to deal with the is this
So-
inside the sun? Well, damn it, you know.
So a planet could be the sun's diameter away from the sun.
Yes. Yes.
Could be.
Yes.
Or Or less if the sun ends up being 500 and the planet distance ends up being
100 is much closer, yeah. So these are tweak values. We can tweak them later. I'm just trying to give it some decent starting points that'll kind of work, maybe. So the moon distances will make much smaller. We'll do like, what's the max size of a planet? 50.
Yeah.
So let's do like
75.
10 to...
Oh. 70. 100. 100.
100? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
42.
sure, why not? Why not? That's good enough. And let's start coding some things now. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to instantiate a whole bunch of things. Oh yeah, we're also going to need to have public game object planet prefab, public game object sun prefab, and public game object moon prefab. We're not going to make them look any different other than their sizes for now, but we will do that later. So all this thing is going to do is only going to operate during start, and
Make the sun.
and actually I'm going to call it a. I'm actually going to change this from celestial body rotation to celestial body. And we're going to rename this to celestial body. What were you saying? Sorry.
Make the sun.
Okay, make the sun. Good starting point. So, concerning especially. Okay, I did something wrong. So the reason I did that is I want to call these celestial bodies. So that way we can adjust things that are the settings in there. Right now, the only setting in there is rotation, but we could put more stuff in there later, and now we have access to them in the Create Solar System script. So, what we're going to do is, so start with the sun, like you said. So we're going to start instantiate sun prefab with vector 3 position of transform.position. I don't know why it's not auto-completing for me. Obviously, it hates me.
And it did.
Oh, it did the wrong transform for me too. Excellent.
Does that for me also? I have to hit escape
Yeah.
so that it won't make the...
Transform dot rotation. All right, we're done. We've just made a solar system.
We'll want that in
Yeah.
a game object.
Yeah.
Or a transform.
So celestial body.
Or that.
Celestial body instance equals instantiate bam as celestial body.
Boom.
And then we're going to do instance dot transform dot scale. I guess it'll be the local scale. No, we'll do the lossy scale. That way we'll be consistent internally. So lossy scale of equals vector 3.1 times random dot range of min sun size and max sun size. And so what this means is we're going to be adjusting its scale. Lossy scale is what they call adjusting the scale at the global level, and they call it lossy because there's some precision loss in this operation. I'm not going to worry about it for this example, but if you were doing a precise thing, this will not do it well for you. So vector 3.1, this is just a vector. It's the same as saying new vector 3 1.0 f dot 1.0 f dot 1.0 f. This is equivalent to vector 3.1. And as it's a vector, we can scale it with a scalar. And so the scalar is just a float, and this is a float that we're taking a random float between min sun size and max sun size. So if we were to stop, save this, hide our solar system,
Fix our error.
fix our error.
I don't want to do that one.
Okay, you can't assign a lossy scale. Really? I guess we can always parent things after we're done.
We would want
So.
to parent afterwards anyway, otherwise all of the values that we enter
Yeah. Well, I was going to just use the non. I was going to use for all the values the local values rather than the non-local. Oh wait, I guess that wouldn't work anyway. No, I was going to use the global values. Sorry, but evidently we can't do that for scale, so I'm just going to break that right now. So we'll do that, and we'll create a new game object. Call it Procedural Solar System. And we're going to put our Create Solar System script on here. And we're just going to hit play, and we're going to see if we have a sun. Do we have a sun?
We didn't
put a prefab in. So
Yeah, probably help.
let's put our prefabs. So we need a sun prefab. Let's actually create a prefabs folder. Prefabs. And we're going to put our sun in here. We're going to put our earth in here. We're going to put our moon in here. And they look right. They're active even though they weren't active at the time. You watched it instead. She doesn't know. That's our old error. So now we're going to go to Procedural Planet System. And we're going to put Earth in the Planet prefab, Moon in the Moon prefab, and Sun in the Sun prefab. And save scene, save project just in case, and hit play.
Just in case something blows up.
And then we go to our scene, and doesn't look like it did so good. So Sun clone, there it is. How big did it end up being? 469, 469, 469. So I wasn't far enough out. That was the problem. So it's actually there. Sun's there. It's rotating. It's all cool. All right. So that's our first step. So our next step is planets. So
We need to create the sun position. Or a sun children.
yes, we do need to create the Sun children. So we must create the Sun children. All right. So we're going to create a new game object. We don't care what it is. This is actually the first time we've done this on the show, I think. It's very simple, but it's the first time we've done it. New game object.
It's called I Don't Care.
And
You said we don't care what it is.
new game object. We don't care what it is. So we're going to create, we're going to call this instance children. We're going to have to really work on this to get this organized. Instance
object,
children equals new game object. Instance children.
Game object instance
Oh,
children.
thank you. Thank you. Dern. Children.
Children.
Sun children.
Get back in the house, son, children.
All right, so what we're going to do with this... I don't want to parent things just yet. We're going to do that at the end. Though I may do it as an experiment earlier. But we want to make sure that the dot position...
Public string rhino powder equals
transform
get
dot
huge.
position equals...
Instance dot
instance
transform dot position.
dot transform dot position. I'm actually going to start naming these just in case. Sun instance, because we may have to keep these around. Sun instance and sun instance.
Sun instance children.
Children, instance children or children instance. I think I'm going to switch that around. Wait.
Sun children instance.
Sun children instance. There we go.
Children.
Should we prepare for the binary star? Sun one instance.
No, let's not do that. We'll do an array for that. We'll do that stuff in the kind of the planet level, and then we can migrate it to
Do
the
an
sun
array.
level later.
Binary
So-
sun instance.
So let's see. Let's go ahead and do the final thing that we're not going to do just yet, anyway. But sun instance. Wait, no. There's no relationship between the sun and sun children directly. Okay, so we don't care about that. All right. So for int I equals 0.
Ooh, this sounds like we're going to be setting up
I
some
is
looping.
less than random Okay, I should probably do this first. Yeah.
Sun Children instance does need that script, doesn't it? To rotate.
It probably will.
Doesn't
It will.
everything have a
Yeah,
rotate
it will.
script?
So let's actually do that real quick. So, Sun Children instance dot add component celestial body. Even though it's technically not a celestial body, now I'm starting to feel uncomfortable about that. But whatever. So, add component celestial body. So we're done with that. So okay, so before we get to the forced loop, let's find out how many planets we have. So this is set up Sun and Sun Children. Determine number of planets and set up planets. So number of planets is
Min planets and max planets.
Yeah.
num
we'll need to-
planets. Float, no, not float. Int num planets. Yes, there's 3.5 planets in this system.
Ooh.
Num planets.
Still being formed.
Yeah.
From celestial collisions.
Yes.
That sounds
Num
awesome.
planets equals random dot range. And so when we're doing the int range, you have to be a little bit careful because it's designed to do things a little bit differently than you want it to typically. Because I'm pretty sure you need to put a +1 in this case, don't you, in one of the places? Because we want it to be inclusive. Because right now it's inclusive and
Yes.
exclusive.
I think they set it up for arrays.
They set it up specifically for arrays so that you can do arrays really, really fast. But this is not an array. So min planets,
And fill planets, +1.
Yeah.
and then fill planets +1. +1.
Nice.
Max planets.
Oh.
Man planets. That's another one too. All right, man planets +1. All right. So num planets for I equals 0. I
Trying
is
to
less
access the
than
manual for planets.
Manual
num
planet.
planets.
No, that's the
That's
man.
the man
Uh,
command.
That's
Man
the
planets.
Manuel planets.
So save. So what are we doing here? So these ones are going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and do. So first of all, we don't need Unity Editor. Something I don't want it to be confused that this is an editor script when it's not. I want to add using system.collections.
Gonna use lists.
Generic. Yeah, we're going to use some lists here. Because, as I said, we want to do all the parenting at the last stage of the process so that
Yeah.
everything has a position and so that Unity's magic will just do things for us and make it so everything scales properly.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And so in order to do that, we're going to have a container for these things because we don't know how many of them we have. Like in the case of the sun, we know we have one in this case. Like we will have to set this up differently if we do binary systems. But we don't know how many planets we have, so we're going to have a planet list. So we're going to have a private list, celestial body, planet. And I'm going to go ahead and instantiate the list here so that we don't have to remember it later. List, celestial body. Save.
Do we want a two-dimensional list for the moons that are attached to the planets?
Oh, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. We're not going to get to that tonight.
Are we going to set that bridge on fire?
We're going to set that bridge on fire and then run across it, like usual. All right, so
I wouldn't have it any other way.
what we're going to have to do is I'm going to create a planet. We're going to
We
just
could like machete the middle of the bridge, Indiana Jones style.
Oh, good idea.
I'm just
that
going
is
to
another
copy
way.
all of this.
Kalima.
I actually watched that recently. It was on TV or something. It was good.
No, it's a
I like
good
that movie. So we're going to call this planet instance, and then planet instance. Oh, and then we have the children.
There are always problems.
We don't have the children today because we're not going a step further today.
Yeah, we'll worry about that.
Yeah, we don't have enough time to go that
We'll,
step yet.
we'll worry about the children once they exist.
Yes, once they exist, we'll worry about them. Once we do "Let there be children," then there will be children. All right. So, although we have some children here anyway, so we do this. We do planet instance. We use planet prefab in this case, and we use the scale should be min planet size and
Fill planet size.
max planet
Yeah.
size. And then we need to change the transform position. It shouldn't be transform position. It should be transform position plus. I'm going to go with vector 3
Vector 3.
dot forward, which is into the scene. I'm just going to pick a direction when they're all going
Yeah.
to be in the same line
At
initially.
first, at least.
Times, and now we need to do our what is it
Random
called?
range.
Yes.
Min planet
Random
distance, max
dot
planet distance.
range, min planet distance, and max planet distance. I did try to own that one. All right, so this will offset our thing appropriately, and then at the end here we need to actually make all this stuff work. So what we're going to do is we're going to create. We're going to add this to our list of planets. So planets dot add planet instance. All right, and then the final thing that we're going to do,
Space, the final frontier.
yes, is we're going to properly parent these things together. We're going to do for each planet, celestial body. Planet in planets. We will set sun children instance dot planet dot parent. Planet dot parent dot transform dot parent equals sun children instance
All right.
Dot transform.
dot transform. You're right. Dot tag. All right. Dot transform. Save.
position.
We're gonna hit play.
Dot rotation.
We have a new game object. We didn't name it, but look at that. Look, it's doing things.
Yeah, and there are multiple Earths.
Those small Earths are not to be confused with moons. Those are actually planets as well.
They are smaller Earths.
Yep, they're smaller Earths. All right. So before I do this, I'm just going to I'm going to add one more thing here. Public float min planet orbit speed equals 0.1 f and public float max planet
Nax planet?
He
Nax.
just isn't willing to do fill planet for
Yeah,
anything.
I know.
All right, we'll do it for this one.
No, I don't want
Phil, no, you want it now. You want it.
You want it.
it. I do?
Yes, you want it so bad. And so what we're going to do is
I'm afraid.
so we didn't actually oh yeah, so this is in
We need to create the position to do the orbits.
okay, so we've done this wrong. We can't actually do it this way. So the sun children thing will not work because this works in the very degenerate case of we're going to do this next time.
Of one
Yes,
moon.
we are going to
I'm
do this
sorry,
next
Phil
time.
Planet Orbit. I'll leave
That's
it
fine,
there.
you can-
We're
you
going to
can
leave it there.
Get rid
We're
of
not
it.
using it.
Oh,
Generic
God,
case
it's
of
gone.
It's
one
going to be
child.
so great when I come in here. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's Max Planet? Oh, I didn't mean to say that. But yeah, so I'm just going to leave it. We're just going to do that. So does it still work? Does it still play? It plays. We're a little too close together.
Yeah, we'll fix that next time.
All right, I didn't actually do the distances the way I said I was going to do the distance.
Let's check this stuff in.
Okay, fine. We're checking the stuff in. There's a lot to do. There's going to be a lot to do forever. As a matter of fact, we could probably work on this forever and never be done
That's true.
because there's a lot we could do. We could just simulate everything. We could just simulate a whole universe.
So let's,
No, we can't.
Perforce.
Unity can't handle it.
Perforce.
Perforce, thank you. So, Perforce, we're going to go to planets. We're going to reconcile offline work, which there has been a lot on this episode compared to the last episode, especially. Not the last episode. The last episode was awesome, but the episode before last, when we were working on this planet stuff, and it was just like fighting me at every moment.
yeah, we moved pretty much everything
Where
around.
did all this stuff change? What are all these
We
things?
moved
Lightning
everything.
bolts? Oh, yeah,
They
we
went
did.
into
We moved
folders.
them. Yeah. All right, cool. Reconcile. We didn't modify a single file. We either added or deleted or moved. I mean, moved is an add and a delete.
But no, we didn't modify
At least according to
anything
Perforce.
according to that, then.
All right, so...
We changed the structure.
Yeah.
Well, there is a move in Perforce, but if you
Yeah, it's actually doing
if you
it.
do it in Unity,
It's actually doing the move because you see those colors there. See, this is a delete. This is actually a legit move.
oh, okay.
Because you'll see the equivalent pluses here with that icon. That's something new too in Unity, not in Unity, in Perforce. They didn't used to do that. So submit planet.
Yar.
Mark if
Add a yar.
not a yar.
Oh, you didn't add a yar.
No.
You should have put planets min max fill.
You should have.
All right, and that submitted very quickly because not a lot of content. All right, so the buttons. The buttons. Where are the buttons?
Button toys.
Who's got the button?
Thank you for joining us tonight. If you have any questions, please email me at pushypixels@pushypixels.com, and I'll try to get back to you. I have been notoriously busy lately, but I do try to get back to my emails. I think I have an outstanding one right now, so if you're watching right now, I'm sorry. And you should buy Phil's game, Robot Alone. It's
Thanks.
cool. It's awesome. It's on iOS. It's 99 cents, right?
Yeah. Did
Has
you want to?
anyone-
Did you want to pimp your Twitter?
Oh yeah, my Twitter at Drakfire, DRAKFYRE. I almost put my Gmail account.
Yeah, but that-
whatever, it doesn't matter.
So you can email
me there
me.
too.
You can email me too if you really want to. You can. It's possible. You can use a computer. You can type words into an email program. Send one in my direction at philip@protosoftworks.com. Or, more importantly, you are more likely to get a hold of me with the Twitter for some stupid reason. Partly because it's on my phone. And
Your email's not on your phone?
it is, but I just don't pay attention to it a lot of the time. So,
you do pay attention
yeah,
to the Twitter,
Twitter.
on your phone, though.
It's
I'm actually
at-
the... Oh, go ahead.
at Magma Lemur. That's right, at Magma Lemur.
For the record, I am actually the opposite. I do respond on Twitter pretty well, but like, if you email me, I'll get it. If you tweet me, it's Twitter.
I might
So-
get the emails too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just look at Twitter a little bit.
I
more.
usually get the Twitters now too. It's just I get the Twitters. I got the Twitters.
And
I'm
more,
all Twitter pated.
you should also donate to the show. There's
Yes,
a little linky thing
yes.
that you can click and say donate to Cooking with Unity, and you should
Yeah.
say yes,
And
please.
again, nothing, no progress on the donation rewards. They will be coming. They will always be coming, but they will actually arrive at some point in the future. I've seen this. It is my destiny to make these things for you. And did you have anything that you wanted to say, or are you working on anything?
I am. It's been well received by the two people who have played it so far.
Excellent, excellent. I think I know most of those people.
I think those people might be in this room.
2 people,
Yeah.
3 people, right?
Are you including me?
Yes,
Okay,
of course.
Yeah, 3 people.
All right.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
It's looking cool.
It
So,
is.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
just work.
you guys can get excited for it, and
All right.
and there'll be more information in a few
The
years.
future.
Few
The
years.
future, Conan.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
So anyway, that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good evening. Captcha.
All right. Well, I'd say that was
So-
a good show.
Good night.
There's a question. It
Uh-oh.
says, can you ask Max to tell his top 5 Unity assets that he uses?
When he's done. All right. Top 5 Unity assets. God, I use so few of them, but the ones I use are really important. Okay, so let me go through my list. I've got a few of
Then
them.
there's another question for the same person that I'm surprised hasn't been asked until just now. What is your desktop background?
Oh, someone actually asked.
Yeah, I figured it would
this-
happen at some point.
This is actually from Kill la Kill. It is an anime. I very much enjoy it. This is a very, very awkward screenshot from it because, as you can see, like there's not even much animation quality in it. But this is actually from the show. And originally, it had another character taking up a huge amount of the screen and very detailed. But I content aware filled him. And made it and cleaned up the image and stuff just so that I have this nice minimalistic background. But I just like it because this character is hilarious in the show, and she just looks so weird in that shot. But Kill la Kill, great show, lot of fan service if you know what that is. A lot of boobies if you don't know what fan service is. And it's basically like, I think I tweeted a really good description of it at one point. I think it was something along the lines of, not that I use Twitter, something along the lines of, if Harry Potter was a neo-fascist school and made as an anime, with magical girls instead of magicians, it would be this anime.
Oh, okay.
And that actually stayed pretty much true through the whole series. So it's not like that wasn't a mistake. In my, I thought I was jumping the gun when I did that after the third episode I'd watched, but no, it was actually pretty spot on description. So
5 assets.
Sorry, 5 assets. Let's look at the assets. Asset store. I really need to figure out some way that we can get call-ins at some point. I would really love to do call-ins at some point. I want people talking on the show.
Robot Alone 2, Lost in New York, says Willie.
Excellent. You should make that. That would be great.
Lost in New York?
Yes.
I'm so confused.
It'd be exactly the same except for instead of the backgrounds as you currently have them, you take like pictures of New York and you put it in there. You're writing that down, right?
No.
Oh, okay. So I've got a lot of
Maybe he
asset
bites
store stuff.
CAPTCHA.
Some of these. Okay, so I like Easy Touch. It has some limitations, but if you just need to get some basic touch input in, it's fast, and it uses message passing, not message passing. It uses you can use SID message with it as well, but you can use delegates, C# delegates, so it's really fast, and it has features for like pinch in, pinch out, all this stuff. As I said, the one limitation that I ran into it in the past, they may have changed it, is that it only supports one camera to support touch from. So if you have a system where you need touches on like a UI and that camera is in a different space as your game, or uses a different like rendering aspect ratio, you will only be able to use Easy Touch on one of them. It's actually not too hard to break it and make it work for multiple cameras, but that's not how it is checked in. Fracture and Destruction, I absolutely adore. As you can see, it's the only thing I've probably rated in the whole store, and it's 5 stars here. And it's just really easy to set up things and make them blow up. You just take a model, you be like, I want this to crumble, and it breaks it. It pre-breaks everything, and then it has the features available so that if it takes damage or if it hits hard enough, it actually crumbles out. And you can also make it crumble in pieces. And there's structural integrity stuff that it does, which is nice. So you can do like a pillar, hold it with a bridge across, and the bridge will fall if one pillar goes.
That's the thing you modified so you could do it at runtime.
Yes,
too, right?
I modified it, and I have not shared the source for that yet because I wanted to do something with it, and I haven't actually cleaned it up enough yet. But yes, I was able to wrangle this and to do arbitrary slicing on models, which was a lot of fun. But I need to actually play with it. Game Draw I really wanted to didn't like it. Locator HUD. Okay, this is in the top 5 easily. Buy this. It is like $10 or something. Maybe it's $15 now. All it does is it makes it so you can put an object on something, and it will render a UI element on your screen in the direction of that something. And so, like, if you have like a nav point or something, you'll see it through walls. You can actually set it so you don't see it through walls, but you can see it through walls, and it stays there. And if you rotate where it's not on your screen, it goes in the direction on the screen on the edge where you would have to turn to see that objective.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it's really, really, really useful in almost any game. You will find some use for this, and so I highly recommend that. We use this. I modified this slightly for Proton Pulse to do the behind the ball. So if the ball goes behind geometry, it shows a little indicator where the ball was, so that you can see where it is even though you can't see the ball. And it doesn't render when it's out. I only had to add one raycast to do that. It was super easy. Raycast. Playmaker, highly recommend it. Best state machine editor that I've worked with on the system so far. If there's someone out there that likes something way better than Playmaker, please tell me what it is so I can examine more. I've only checked a few of them out at the store, but this one's a bit more expensive. I think this one's like $75 to $150, somewhere in that range. But it's and there are people that are like, it touts itself as create games without scripting, which you can do that, but it's better if you know scripting and just use it as a state machine tool. It's just a really good state machine editor. Save game, JSON binary. I see some negative reviews on this lately. At the time I downloaded this one actually worked pretty well for creating checkpoints in games, and it just basically checkpoints the state of all the objects for you. You just say, I want checkpoint, I want all these objects saved, and then you can restore that checkpoint. I've seen some reviews that say that it's not well supported anymore. And I've seen some reviews, so I can't wholeheartedly say that this is great, but it is free, so just download it and try it. So that's how you'll know. The other thing it comes with is it has a JSON library built into it, so even if you don't use the save game thing proper, JSON is a very useful format for either configuration files or for saving out data. What else? Strawberry Shader Editor was good, although I think it's been eclipsed by some new stuff. And it's kind of really out of date now. I hate Vectrosity. And I love vectors, so it just pains. And why does it say 5 stars here, though? It's not 1 star. I'll give it 3. It does what it says it does, but it does it in a very awkward, non-Unity way, and that's the reason I don't like it. What else? That's about everything. Hard saver for shaders. Actually a really good shader pack, especially the Pro version, but the Pro version does require Unity Pro. Funny story behind this is I bought the Pro version back before I had Unity Pro. I didn't realize it needed Unity Pro. I tried to get it returned, wasn't able to get a hold of anyone to do so. Was really sad for a while, felt like I had wasted money, and now I have Unity Pro, and I occasionally use it, and I'm really excited about it. So it's nice to... I probably wouldn't have bought it if I had... it's one of those things where I would have bought the cheaper one, never had the more expensive one. Yeah. I mentioned all the ones I like, so...
Cool.
Actually, FT Blood Effects, that's pretty good. If you need some blood splashing, if you need to make something gory, there's some really good splats in there. So that's about that.
Splats.
Just the face.
Oh, change stream view. You're apparently on just the face.
Oh. Well, actually, I was gesticulating wildly, so at least you got to see it. So
that is true.
All I was showing here, so you know what you actually missed. All I was showing was the list, and so I'm just going to point them out real quick again here. So
just
I liked
the list.
Easy Touch 3. I like Fracturing Destruction, FT Blood Effects, Hard Surface Shaders, Locator HUD. Highly recommend Locator HUD. Oh, I hate iTween, by the way, but you don't have to know that. But I just told you. So if you don't want to hear that, cover your ears at the time that this starts saying that I hate that. Then you'll know that I don't hate it or something. Yeah, was that it?
There was the save game.
Oh, the
JSON
save game.
thing.
Yeah, save game JSON binary. This one's free, so check it out.
JavaScript object notation.
What's about JavaScript object notation?
JSON.
Ah, cool. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what it stands for. I had never really even thought about that for a long time. I just know it as JSON. What I love about JSON is, okay, so I'm someone who... XML has its place. Most of the time it's used in places that it shouldn't be used. And JSON, I think, should be used way more than XML. And it's mostly because XML... You'll have like 1,000 extra characters to describe an object in text that just don't need to be there, like all these slashes and quotes and brackets and all this other stuff. And JSON, like, have you ever seen a JSON file here? Let's look at XML file example.
Oh, I work with XML all day.
Yeah, it's a good format. I'm not saying it's a bad format. I'm just saying it looks a lot like HTML. Let's just look at. View a simple Okay, so this is a very simple XML file.
That is incredibly simple.
That's too simple, but
yes,
then
press
you've got
X to JSON. Yes, exactly. JSON.
Jeez.
Jason.
I forgot about JSON.
Jason.
So JSON
Jason?
example. So this is what a JSON file looks like, and actually this one, because it's a more complex example, looks bigger than the other thing. But like, okay, here we go. So this is the same thing expressed in XML, and so you'll see that there's a lot more tablature here, but there's also overall less characters in the process. And it just and this is just a very basic example, but I've seen some XML where it's just like it will just choke your file size out. It'll just make it huge.
Yeah, they get big. They get real big.
And JSON usually stays pretty simple. Anyway, that's enough of that. We've been rambling for a while, although now the rambling that people actually want to hear will be cut off naturally at the end. So we have to talk about stupid stuff. So let's talk about some really stupid stuff that we can cut off.
I beat Infamous Second Son.
You beat Infamous.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Second Son.
Congratulations. I like that one considerably more than the previous two, but I can't say that I like it yet. But it's
like
more
it.
than the previous two.
I like it. Waiting for Last of Us to come out for the PS4.
That's just cool. I didn't even know that was coming out.
It's like the high-res version of it. Which
It's
is
good
fun.
that's coming out because I know a lot more people that have PS4s that never had PS3s than I do know people that have. Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
And that's an important game for people to play, I think.
Yes, everyone should play that game.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
You need to let me borrow that still.
The Last of
Or
Us?
was it someone else who said they wanted me to borrow it and play it?
It might have been me because you should play it.
You should play it.
I'll get it and I'll loan it out. Sorry, I didn't get that to you.
It's very, very good. You should play it.
All right.
Maybe it was Jordan.
It might have
think
been
he
Jordan.
played it.
It might have been Jordan.
You should play it, though. It's really
Though
good.
it might have been me because I do forget things. So
Anyone out there
Is it a
that
game
hasn't
that you
played
really
Last
liked?
of Us, you should probably play it.
Yeah, it's definitely a game I really liked.
You feel emotionally
I
drained.
felt that that it's one of the best games that I've ever played. Actually, now I'm not saying that it's perfect, but it's a work of art. Like that's the honest truth. So
It's really, really good.
and
Everyone should play it.
So
If you could hear me right now, you should play Last of Us.
anyway, I'm gonna stop streaming now.